Egypt Breakthrough, the lost fourth pyramid of Giza found after remarkable discovery. Yes, there was a fourth pyramid. Not only that, they were supposedly having statues on top. Look at this image here. The one on the left is Egypt, the Giza Plateau, and the one on the right is China. So China has a lot more. It has a fourth bigger pyramid and the satellite pyramids as well. So it could very well be there was a fourth pyramid from sketches made 300 years ago, and perhaps it was somehow covered. We even have the Sphinx that was covered up to the neck, and it was uncovered, but there is supposedly a second Sphinx as well. There is a mound where a second Sphinx is supposed to be located, but of course that has not yet been uncovered. There's a lot of mystery still in the Giza Plateau. This is by Callum Horn Express UK. The archaeologist Matthew Simpson says he's discovered evidence of a fourth pyramid of Giza. Of course, the first description of a fourth pyramid came from an explorer 300 years ago. The Giza, and he even made sketches of it. The Giza Plateau of Egypt, it's home to the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Pyramid of Khafre or Khufu, and the Pyramid of Menkaure. They were all built during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. And according to account of Frederick Ludwig Norden in 1737, there once stood a fourth pyramid to the west of the Menkaure pyramid, which was later destroyed to be built in order to build the city of Cairo. Almost 300 years later, Mr. Simpson revisited the description to see if he could find any hard evidence, and posted the results on the channel Ancient Architects on YouTube. And he said that using Norden's own words, looking at the topography of the land, and also drawing on my research, he says, from the past couple of years, I believe I have found the location for where the lost fourth pyramid of Giza once stood. And he goes on to explain, looking at satellite photos of Giza, we're looking for an area slightly west of the main rough diagonal axis, an area beyond the pyramid of Menkaure. I used to think the pyramid may well have sat in the rectangular enclosure to the west of the Menkaure pyramid, but this does not really work, as it doesn't match Norden's words. And looking at his map, we can instantly see that it is not to scale or accurate when comparing it to a satellite photo, but it does give us a rough estimate of how the pyramids were laid out, and the fourth pyramid certainly is not due west of the Menkaure pyramid. This sketch, he goes on to say, by Norden, looking towards the southwest, also shows that the fourth pyramid is on the diagonal, and again is not due west of the Menkaure pyramid. So the obvious place for the pyramid to be is in the space outside the Menkaure enclosure and the rectangular enclosure as well. Mr. Simpson then made the breakthrough in his research, matching the location with what he believes to be the ancient causeway. And he says this would put the missing pyramid slightly due west of the rough axis of the three main pyramids on what looks to be some flat prepared ground. And you may say that this is just guesswork, but then I remembered the Wall of the Crow, a 650 feet long, 32-foot high wall located to the south of the Sphinx. The display is truly incredible. Stonework, enormous blocks of stone used in its construction. Experts date it from the 4th dynasty, but I and many others suspect it actually predates the pyramids, making it one of the oldest pieces of architecture in the Giza Plateau. Nobody knows why it was built, but I suspect it was an old causeway leading from where the River Nile used to be up to the Giza Plateau, just like the 3 other pyramids. The Wall of the Crow, if extended, leads to nothing of note, but that would only be true if you are unaware of Norden's description of a lost fourth pyramid. Each of the 3 pyramids of Giza has a long causeway leading to where the River Nile once extended. Simpson's description appears to reveal a fourth leading to the suspected location of another pyramid. And he says, what I've discovered is the Wall of the Crow would lead directly to the small patch of land that I've already identified as the best possible location for the fourth pyramid based on the topography of Nordin's description. Interestingly, he says, it also perfectly aligns with Khufu's and Khafre's pyramids. I think it's certainly possible that what happened to it? Well, some authors suggested it was dismantled in the 1700s and the stones were used for building the nearby city of Cairo. And according to research, there is evidence of a pyramid being dismantled in 1759 and took 10 months to dismantle it. The pyramid would have been quite different from the others, around 100 feet smaller than the others, and apparently had a cube on top, which I would guess was for the base of a statue. Now, experts tend to dismiss the notion of a fourth pyramid, suggesting Nordin mistook one of the so-called smaller satellite pyramids of Menkaure as a fourth, but it contradicts the account which describes the pyramid as entirely different. By the book Voyage d'Égypte et de Nubie, Travels of Egypt and Nubia, Nordin describes a mysterious pyramid that was made of stone more black than the common granite. And interestingly, the description and illustration of Nordin are superb quality. They position the fourth black pyramid at some distance from the three pyramids of Giza. He accounts for 7, possibly 8 smaller pyramids in the Giza plateau. And as we said, a lot of these structures are still covered with the dunes of sand. It's not a level area, and there is a bump on an area which is next to the Sphinx and is supposedly the location of a second Sphinx, but that again has not been excavated yet. So there's a lot to be done there. This is on Express UK. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.